Hi, this is Scott Dudley from Funnel Fella Radio, and today we're up to episode number 38, and we're going to be taking a look at the ultimate funnel planner for multi-step conversion funnels. So when starting to build any funnel, it's really vital to put plenty of time into planning out your strategy carefully to ensure your funnel is both attractive to your target audience and is also profitable for you. So you've all heard the classic saying that if you plan to fail, if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. And that is extremely relevant when it comes to building out a funnel. So you could look at it this way: a helter-skelter approach to this will almost always lead to failure. The whole process has to make sense, and it has to strike the right balance between what your customer wants and also what you want. Okay, and that's where an excellent resource from the conversion rate experts is highly useful. So let's take a look at this now. So today's episode is based on this blog post from the conversion rate experts. Their website is conversion-rate-experts.com, and the path name for this post is just conversion-funnel. And this is running through a template to help you design unbeatable multi-step conversion funnels. So basically the gist of this is that there's a Google Doc that they link to on here, which is a fair way down the page. There's a link here you can access a ready-to-use template of the table here for those that are watching the video. I'll also link to this in the show notes. And basically, the whole idea of this is that it's a three-step process where you need to begin by listing out what the customer wants. And then once you've done that, you list what the company wants. And then in the third column, you list how to do it. So this is super simple. Like, there's nothing complicated about this at all. But if you do it in that order, and if you list the points on one line, then it's extremely easy and makes a lot of sense as you read through onto how to actually plan your funnel so that it suits both what the visitor wants and also what the company wants. So let's jump in and take a look at an example that they've provided. So this is the Google Doc spreadsheet here that I've copied. And this is an example, as I said, that they've provided, which is a bad funnel planner for a seller of fishing boats. So basically I'm starting off by saying this is what you shouldn't do. So in the column for what the visitor wants, they've got the visitors want to look at inflatable fishing boats, maybe to buy one, but at the moment just to look. Now I'm assuming this is probably a website more so than a funnel. It sounds more like an e-commerce website. But in any case, so what they're saying that the company wants is that Inflated Fish wants to get the visitors to click on the Buy Now button or order by phone, then pay. So pretty much they're cutting straight to the chase here, where they're ignoring building the relationship or the different stages, that you'd put a customer through to get them to purchase. They're cutting straight to the chase, and they're immediately planning on selling to the customer without putting any other thought into what comes before the actual buying process. And then under how to do it, they've got right sales copy to sell the boats, which is not overly specific. And it's straight to the point. Now, basically here, when a customer like this is going to want to buy an inflatable fishing boat, like, I've really got no idea how much they would cost, but I would imagine it would at least be a few $100s, an inflatable fishing boat. So it's not the sort of purchase that they're going to make just on a whim, where they go straight to, the first website that they come across or the first advertisement that leads them to a funnel and purchase straight away. They're going to want to have a bit of a look around, or at least experience what the company is like before they actually make a decision. So if you're just focused on making the sale straight away, then obviously you're going to have an extremely low conversion rate. All right, so if we move on to the next example, this is an example again from the conversion rate experts. And this one is the opposite. This is the good version of a funnel planner for a seller of fishing boats. So if we look at what the visitor wants, it's the same as before, the same scenario. The visitors want to look at inflatable fishing boats, maybe to buy one, but at the moment just to look. Then we look at what the company wants, and they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 different points here. So let's look at those one by one. So first of all, the company wants to become the visitor's trusted advisor, which is obviously about building a relationship and being seen as somebody that is, well, let's just say that they know, like, and trust the company. That's probably the easiest way to say it. I mean, the visitor's trusted advisor, it's pretty self-explanatory. So they want to be seen as, the sort of company that they would want to purchase from. And so the next thing that they're going to be looking at is to integrate the visitors into its community. And then the next point is to capture the visitor's email address. So that's where they'll become a lead. And then after that, the company wants to get the visitor to click on the buy now button and pay for a boat. So you can see that there's a lot more detail and thought put into this for the overall sales journey or the sales process, from when they first hit the website or the page to when they actually whip out their wallet and pay, which is likely not to be the same day. It could be, it could be 30 days later that they actually end up purchasing the boat. But, if they are receiving nurturing emails over those 30 days, then obviously they're going to become the trusted advisor, which is what they were aiming to do in the first place. So if we go back to each point and have a look at the third column, how they're actually going to do it. So the first point was to become the visitor's trusted advisor. So they've got 2 ways to achieve this. The first way being to provide valuable free reports that explain how to buy inflatable fishing boats. And then the second thing is to provide useful product selection tools. So both of these are 100% focused on the customer. There's no thought here of trying to sell them. The customers come to the website for a reason, and these 2 things here, the free reports and the product selection tools, they're going to be useful for the visitor to, first of all, make a decision about which boat they actually want to purchase, and secondly, if they want to purchase it from this company. Okay, so that's the perfect type of way to start to build a relationship. All right, and then the second point was to integrate the visitors into its community. So they're going to do that by providing a forum in which its visitors could share fishing advice and experiences. So once again, they're providing a good user experience here for the prospect with useful tools and information that will help them to make their decision eventually about buying the boat, which should be from this company. All right, and then the third point was to capture the visitors' email addresses. I think that would just mean email address. I'm not sure why you'd want multiple email addresses, but anyway, so how are they going to do that? The first point is a valuable free report called How to Plan the Ultimate Fishing Trip, 100 Great Tips from Our Customers. So this sort of contradicts the last podcast that I did, where they're saying not to give big long ebooks as a lead magnet. Now, there might be a lot of value in this, but in my opinion, that sounds like 100 great tips is too many for them to get through and consume. They would be better off offering them some sort of short cheat sheet where they can immediately consume it and get some value out of it. But even so, offering a free report is better than just trying to sell them as soon as they hit the page. And then the second one that they were going to do for the to capture the visitor's email address was a free useful DVD about buying and using fishing boats. So maybe this is a bit of an old example, but I'm not sure if sending out DVDs anymore is the way to go. Most people would rather watch a video online, you know, or on their TV. These days with files, you can easily transfer them onto your TV and watch it on the TV rather than waiting a week for a DVD to arrive. But again, I guess that's not too bad an idea. And then number 3, a useful email course delivered daily called Angling Alerts, the latest news for fishing enthusiasts. That's not a bad idea, as long as each email has a call to action at the bottom of it, asking them gently to, you know, if they're ready to buy. You'd obviously have to put it the right way, but if you're ready to buy, then click the link here. But obviously you need to word it the right way. So that's point 3. And then the last point on what the company wants was to get the visitors to click on the buy now button and pay for a bait. So that's the end goal, which is obviously to actually sell them something. And they've got right compelling sales copy for that. So haven't gone into a lot of specific detail there, but I guess they would have if this is a website, they would have a product page drawn up with that compelling sales copy. And after they've received the emails and the free reports and so on and so forth, then hopefully that's got them in a buying mode or mood, and then they will actually purchase from that company. So we're going to move quickly now on to a couple of examples that I've come up with here using this template. So the first example that I've come up with is a funnel planner for an info marketer selling digital products. Okay, so this is for a person that has health problems. Okay, so what the visitor wants, they want to solve a pressing health problem. So who knows, it could be cancer, it could be diabetes, it could be anything. So then we look at what the company actually wants. And first up, the company will want to convert cold traffic to leads and segment them into buckets. So let's have a look at how we're going to do that. We'll set up a strategic quiz to provide an assessment to the prospect. So rather than using a free report, 100-page report like in the previous example, for something like this, for a health issue, a quiz works perfectly where you can send them to the landing page, offer them a promise, you know, you fill out this quiz and you'll discover so-and-so. They fill out the quiz and then they put in their email address to get the results. And then you generate a lead. Not only do you generate the lead, but if you do it properly, you also segment them into a particular bucket. And then once they're segmented into that bucket, you can then follow up with them with specific messages that relate exactly to how they've answered the quiz. So it all makes sense. And rather than sort of giving them the generic one-size-fits-all answer, you're going to really pinpoint down to what it is that they need help with, and then prescribe a solution at the end of it. So the next thing that the company would want would be to continue marketing to those who reached the page but didn't convert. So obviously not all people that you drive to the landing page are going to take the quiz. But if they've clicked on an advertisement, then there's a fair chance that they have a health problem and, you know, they are looking for solutions. So as far as how to do that, we would then pixel those who didn't convert and create custom audiences. Now, I've sort of got Facebook in mind here, but obviously Facebook's just one traffic platform. There's lots of different platforms that you can use for retargeting. But you get the general idea there, where if somebody hits the page and they don't convert, then you don't want to let them go to waste. You still want to follow up with them. And if they haven't opted in, then you can't follow up with them with email. So the next best thing is to retarget them with ads, not only on Facebook, but as they visit web pages as well. So the next thing that the company would want would be to convert those leads into customers. For those that have opted in, they want to convert the leads into customers. So how would you do that? Well, you'd present a relevant offer on the thank you page that prescribes a solution based on their answers to the quiz. And really, this is the entry to the sales funnel. So those that have opted in, they've completed the quiz, they've got to the end of it, and then based on the answers that they've provided, you then send them to a specific landing page that is tailored specifically for those answers, and you would put some value and useful information there, and then down the bottom of it you would suggest an offer or a product that they can purchase to alleviate that particular problem. And if they go to exit the page, then you would set it up so that a pop-up would appear with exit intent, just as a last chance to try to, again, get them back to the first, to the actual order page. All right, so what's the next thing that the company would want after that? Well, they'd want to continue to follow up with those that opted in but haven't purchased yet to get them back into the sales funnel. So at this stage, you've now got some people that have opted in but haven't purchased, and then you'll have other people that did opt in and did purchase. In this particular case, we want to target those that opted in but they didn't end up purchasing. So they would have seen your messaging on the thank you page, but they might have clicked on the button, but they didn't end up purchasing. So to follow up with them, you would send follow-up emails tailored to suit that bucket. And of course, at the end of each email, you'd have a call to action to purchase the product. And then the next thing that the company would want would be to maximize cart value as much as possible. And the obvious way to do that is to add order bumps and OTOs, or one-time offers, to lift the average cart value. So the thing with OTOs is that really you shouldn't be adding any more than 2 one-time offers to any sales funnel. If you start adding 3 or more, then people tend to get a bit upset and frustrated, and it creates a reverse effect where instead of building goodwill, you just get them angry. The standard is to have 2 OTOs with an order bump, and those 2 OTOs, one-time offers, they should really be, if it's not e-commerce, in this case, if it's not a physical product, and in this case it's a digital product, then it should be the next thing that they would need after they've just purchased the original offer. So you don't want to offer them more or something similar to what they've just purchased. It should be the next thing, the next logical thing that they'll want after they've just purchased that. And then the second OTO again would be the next logical thing that they want after they've purchased that. Whereas if it's e-commerce, like a physical product, then you're better off offering more of the same thing, which might sound a bit odd, but that's been proven to convert better with physical products. But either way, the goal here is to maximize the cart value as much as possible. So obviously you're maximizing your profits as well. And then the next goal for the company would be to turn a one-time buyer into a multi-buyer. It's great to get a customer, but the ultimate is to then turn that customer into a multi-buyer. And these are the really valuable names that you'll have on your email list, the multi-buyers. So how to achieve that is that once they've purchased, offer them the next thing that they'll need that makes sense. So they've already completed the funnel. You would then want to send them into a new or a different sales funnel and then offer them something else, providing that makes sense to what they've just purchased. And on top of that, you'd also want to be sending out broadcasts and possibly autoresponder emails as well to not only keep in contact with them, but to also try to ascend them up and increase that average lifetime value of the customer. So that's an example for an info marketer selling digital health products. All right, and then the final example here is a bit more of a simple one. This is a funnel planner for a life coach. All right, so what the visitor wants here in this case is they want to find a life coach. They they know, like, and trust. I've got that back to front. It should be to find a life coach they know, like, and trust, and hire them to help them improve their lives. That's generally why somebody would want to hire a life coach. But again, the point here is that they're not just going to, pay somebody the first time that they see the page. They want to actually get to know the person better and evaluate whether they're going to be able to, help them and suit their needs. So what the company wants initially is to convert cold traffic into leads, which is the same initial goal as the previous example. And how to do it in this case would be a valuable info product on the front end that builds goodwill and makes them look like an expert that can help them. So, I mean, you could do a quiz with this one as well, but I wanted to, make this example a little bit different. Some sort of info product, it could be a cheat sheet, it could be a video, it could be a short report, could be anything like that. But you want to make it as useful as possible and really blow them away, so that, they think, well, this is fantastic. How can I get some more of this? I can see that this is the solution I've been looking for. So after that, the next thing that the company would want would be to continue marketing to those who reached the page but didn't convert. So that's similar to it's exactly the same as the previous example. So again, you would pixel those who didn't convert and create custom audiences. So that way you can continue to market and promote to those people that haven't converted, because you know that they're interested. They've already clicked on the ad, but for some reason they haven't actually converted into a lead. So you continue to retarget them. And then the next thing that the company would want to do would be to convert leads into appointments. So to do that, you would offer a free strategy session on the thank you page. So once the prospect has opted in on the lead page for the info product, on the thank you page, you would then straight away offer them a free strategy session. And you would send them to some sort of schedule or calendar booking service where they can book in their time. And then you can actually have a face-to-face meeting with them. So the next goal of the company then would be to convert those appointments into paying clients. Okay, so how to do that would be to give amazing value for an hour, and then you pick the right time before your time's up, and you pivot into a pitch for them to continue seeing you as a paid client. Okay, so the strategy session shouldn't be a thinly disguised sales pitch. That's not going to create the right type of impression. You want to deliver amazing value and help them and show them that you know what you're talking about and that you do care. And then, before you're finished, that's when you would then make the transition skillfully into, basically offering them your services and closing the sale. And then they become a customer. And with the life coach, it should be like a recurring client where they're continually coming in and paying to see you. So that would be the general funnel planner for a life coach. Okay, that pretty simple, a lot more simple than the previous example with the quizzes for the info products. But for this type of business that basically is looking for clients, this would work well. But you can see the importance going through these examples of planning this out carefully and getting the right balance between what the visitor wants and what the company wants, and then between those two things, and then working out how you can actually do it. And then once you've got it in writing here, then you can do the funnel sketch in something like Funnelytics. You can plan it out, and then from there, then you're ready to go. But it all starts before you start, doing the actual funnel mapping. You have to work out the strategy of how the complete customer journey from when they're a cold prospect that's never heard of you, into a warm prospect that's converted into a lead, and then into a hot customer that has actually converted and paid money, and then a red hot customer that has become a multi-buyer and purchased from you more than once. So anyway, that's about all I've got. That's about it, all I've got for today. Hopefully you got some value out of that, and I'll catch up with you next time. Bye for now.